Imagine walking into a room and every single person, without fail, is instantly drawn to you. Not because of how you look, not because you're rich or famous, but because you have something most people don't, a magnetic personality. What if I told you that you can have that same magnetic presence? You can become the person everyone listens to, respects, and even envies just by mastering a few simple Stoic principles that have stood the test of time for over 2,000 years. You don't need money, status, or good looks to be attractive. Those things fade, but real lasting attraction comes from within. The kind of power I'm talking about is permanent, and it starts the moment you decide to stop being controlled by your emotions and start mastering them today. I'm going to share the 7 most powerful Stoic techniques that will instantly make you more attractive and transform how people see you. 1. Emotional control. Let's be honest, most people are emotionally weak. The smallest thing can set them off. They get angry when someone cuts them off in traffic. They panic when their plans don't work out. They get flustered in an argument and say things they don't mean. But here's the truth. People respect those who can control their emotions. Emotional control is the foundation of all true power, and it's the first Stoic principle you need to master if you want to be irresistibly attractive. Because if you can't control yourself, why should anyone else trust you? It's not about suppressing your emotions, but learning to manage them in a way that benefits you. Let's say you're in a heated argument. The other person is yelling, losing their temper, but you stay calm. You don't let their anger affect you. Instead of lashing out, you listen carefully, respond thoughtfully, and keep control of the conversation. Guess what happens? You instantly gain the upper hand. Not because you're smarter or stronger, but because you kept your cool. That's emotional control, and that's power. But let's take it deeper. Emotional control isn't just for those big dramatic moments. It's the everyday frustrations that test you. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Your partner says something hurtful. A coworker makes a snide remark. What do? Most people react. They yell, they snap, they say things they regret. But if you can learn to control your emotions in these moments, you become untouchable. You become the person who doesn't let the small stuff get to you. And that's rare, that's attractive. People admire those who don't. Let life's annoyances throw them off balance. Start practicing mindfulness every day. This isn't some woo-woo stuff. It's about being present in the moment and recognizing your emotions without being swept away by them. Next time you feel yourself getting angry, stop. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, is this helping me? If not, let it go. It's easier said than done, but with practice, you'll find yourself reacting less and observing more delayed response. If someone tries to provoke you, pause before responding. That split second gives you control. You're not reacting on impulse anymore. You're responding with intention. This tiny gap can change everything. Imagine being in a heated argument, and instead of snapping back immediately, you take a moment, breathe, and respond calmly. You've just gained the upper hand without raising your voice. Emotional control is about mastering yourself before trying to master anyone else. And the more you practice it, the more attractive and powerful you become. People trust those who can keep their cool when things heat up. To patience. Here's a fact. We live in a world obsessed with instant gratification. People want things now. They don't want to wait for success, for love, or even for their food to arrive. And when things don't happen fast enough, they get frustrated. But here's the kicker. People who are truly attractive have patience. They understand that good things take time, and they're not desperate. They don't chase, they attract. When you're patient, you show the world that you're in control of your life. You're not rushed, because you know that everything you want will come to you in time. Think about it. How many people do you know who ruin relationships or sabotage their careers because they're impatient? They can't wait for success, so they take shortcuts. They demand love, and they come across as needy. Patience, my friend, is the antidote to desperation. It's what separates the weak from the strong. People who are patient seem like they have everything figured out. Even if they don't, that's the beauty of it. Patience gives you the appearance of calm confidence, and people are drawn to that. It shows maturity, wisdom, and inner strength. But patience isn't just about waiting. It's about trusting the process. It's about knowing that even if things don't happen right away, they will happen in time. Most people freak out when their plans don't unfold immediately. They think they failed, so they quit. But here's the thing, success takes time. Whether it's in your career, your relationships, or even in personal growth, rushing the process will only lead to frustration. But when you're patient, you're playing the long game. You're in it for the bigger picture, and that makes you incredibly attractive. Set long-term goals, start thinking in terms of years. Not days. Stop expecting overnight results. If you want to be truly successful, whether it's in relationships or your career, you have to be willing to wait. If you're building a business, don't expect to be a millionaire in a month. If you're working on your fitness, don't expect a six-pack in a week. The people who achieve greatness are the ones who are willing to be patient. Practice delayed gratification. Every time you're tempted to take the easy route, stop yourself. Let's say you're dieting. Instead of eating that chocolate now, wait for 10 minutes. Just that small act of waiting trains your brain to be patient. Or maybe you're working on a project, and you want to rush through it to get it done. Stop, take your time. Do it right. The more you practice patience, the stronger your ability to wait becomes. Patience is a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets, and once you've mastered it, people will notice you'll seem calm, in control, and confident, someone who isn't ruled by their impulses. And that's attractive 3. Stop complaining and start thriving. Adaptability is one of the most underrated traits. But let's face it, life doesn't go according to plan. You will face setbacks. You will encounter problems. And guess what? No one cares about your excuses. No one cares about how unfair it is. The only thing people respect is your ability to adapt. If you can roll with the punches, adjust, and keep moving forward, people will see you as unstoppable. Being adaptable means you're not fazed by change. You embrace it, and that makes you incredibly attractive. Imagine your dream job falls through. You could sit there, complain, feel sorry for yourself, or you could adapt. Maybe that job wasn't meant for you. Maybe there's something better. The people who keep moving forward, no matter what, are the ones who succeed. It's not about how many times you fall down. It's about how many times you get back up. Let me give you a harsh truth. Life doesn't care about your plans. The universe doesn't care about your goals. Things are going to go wrong. You're going to fail, and the sooner you accept that, the better. Most people get stuck because they can't handle change. They think everything should go according to plan, and when it doesn't, they fall apart. But those who thrive in life are the ones who are flexible. They bend, but they don't break. They adapt, and they come out stronger. Adaptability is about survival. Yes, but it's also about growth. If you can learn to thrive in chaos, you'll become unstoppable. Embrace change. Stop seeing change as a problem. It's not. Change is inevitable. Instead of fighting it, start asking yourself, what can I learn from this? When things don't go as planned, don't waste time complaining. Pivot, find a new way forward. The more you adapt to change, the more resilient you become. Imagine losing a job, a relationship, or a major opportunity. Instead of dwelling on it, ask yourself what's next. This mindset makes you bounce back faster. Expose yourself to new situations. The more comfortable you are with uncertainty, the more adaptable you become. Take on challenges that push you outside your comfort zone. Travel alone, learn a new skill, or try something you've always been afraid of. These experiences will make you more flexible and capable of handling anything life throws at you. Don't wait for life to throw you curveballs. Seek them out. Adaptability is about thriving where others fail. It's about taking life setbacks and turning them into setups for something greater. And people admire those who can stay calm and composed in the face of adversity. That's what makes you stand out. That's what makes you attractive. for purposefulness. Let me tell you something no one else will. Most people drift through life without any real direction. They have no idea what they truly want, and as a result, they go where the wind takes them. But here's the truth. People are naturally drawn to those who have a clear purpose. If you know where you're going and you're confident in your path, people will follow you. It's as simple as that. Living with purpose gives you an unshakable confidence, and confidence is irresistibly attractive. Most people waste their lives chasing things they don't really care about. They work jobs they hate to buy things they don't need, just to impress people they don't even like. But you're going to be different. You're going to find your purpose, and that purpose is going to give your life meaning and make you incredibly attractive in the process. But let's get real. Purpose isn't something that just magically appears. It takes work, it takes reflection. It takes asking yourself hard questions. What do you really want from life? Most people don't even know the answer to that. They're on autopilot. They're chasing someone else's dreams. But the moment you define your purpose, everything changes. You walk differently. You talk differently, you act with intention, and people notice. Define your why. Ask yourself, what do I really want out of life? Not what society tells you to want. Not what your family expects from you. What do you want? It could be creating something meaningful, helping others, mastering a skill, or simply living a life of freedom. Whatever it is, once you define your purpose, everything else will fall into place. Set clear, actionable goals. Purpose is useless if you don't have a plan. Break your purpose down into small, actionable steps that you can work on every single day. Every time you achieve a goal, you get closer to becoming the person you're meant to be. When you live with purpose, you become magnetic. People are drawn to those who know where they're going. They want to follow someone who has direction, someone who's confident in their path. When you find your purpose, you stop chasing and start attracting. 5. Gratitude. You want to know what makes someone truly magnetic. It's not what they have, it's how they feel about what they have. Gratitude is the key to this. Most people are stuck in a cycle of wanting more, needing more, constantly dissatisfied with their lives. But when you practice gratitude, when you start appreciating what you already have, you radiate a sense of calm and contentment that others can't help but be attracted to. Think about the last time you met someone who was truly grateful for their life. Didn't they seem happier, more at peace? That's because gratitude is a rare trait. It's easy to focus on what's missing, but people who are grateful are magnetic. Why? Because they don't need anything from anyone. They already have everything they need. Gratitude makes you different from the majority of people. Most are running around chasing things they think will make them happy. More money, a bigger house, a new relationship, but gratitude flips that on its head. It says, I'm already enough. I already have enough, and that attitude, it's infectious. When you're genuinely content with your life, you become someone others want to be around. Why? Because they're chasing happiness and you've already found it. But here's the thing. Gratitude isn't just about being thankful for the big things. It's about appreciating the small moments too. The more you focus on what's going right in your life, the less power you give to the things that aren't. People notice when you're calm, centered, and grateful. It makes you stand out in a world that's always striving for more. Every morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for. It could be as simple as having a roof over your head, a meal to eat, or a conversation with a friend. This simple practice rewires your brain to focus on the positive. You might think, how can writing down 3 things make a difference? But over time, it shifts your entire perspective. You stop looking at what you lack and start appreciating what you have. Gratitude in conversations. The next time you're talking with someone, express gratitude for something they've done. Whether it's a small favor, a compliment, or simply being there. Showing appreciation strengthens your relationships and makes people feel valued. And when you make others feel valued, they'll be drawn to you. Gratitude is like a superpower. It shifts your mindset, and as a result, the way others see you when you practice gratitude daily. You'll find that you're more present, more at peace, and more attractive to the people around you. You'll stop seeking external validation because you already feel fulfilled within yourself. 6. Consistency and self-awareness. Consistency and self-awareness are the traits that separate the dependable from the unreliable. Here's the deal. If you want people to trust you, if you want them to rely on you, you have to be consistent in your actions. It's not enough to be reliable sometimes. You have to be reliable all the time. And self-awareness, that's what gives you the edge. If you know your strengths, your weaknesses, and how you affect others, you will always have an advantage. Think about the people in your life. Who do you trust the most? Chances are it's the people who show up for you time and time again. They're consistent. They don't make excuses. They do what they say they're going to do. Now imagine you becoming that person for others. That's the kind of consistency that builds deep, lasting relationships. Consistency is one of the most overlooked traits in personal success. Everyone's looking for the next big thing, the next hack, the next shortcut. But the truth is, the people who win in life are the ones who show up consistently. Even when it's hard, they keep going when others give up. And over time, that consistency builds trust. People know they can count on you because you've proven it over and over again. That kind of reliability is magnetic. But consistency isn't just about showing up for others. It's about showing up for yourself. It's about keeping promises you make to yourself. If you can't trust yourself to follow through, why should anyone else? And that's where self-awareness comes in. Self-awareness is the ability to look at yourself honestly and ask, where am I falling short? It's about knowing your triggers, your weaknesses, and working on them. Consistency isn't about grand gestures. It's about the little things you do every day. Want to be reliable? Start by being consistent with yourself. If you say you're going to wake up early, do it. If you say you're going to work out, follow through. The more you keep promises to yourself, the easier it becomes to keep them with others. Build consistency in small areas first, and you'll see it ripple into every part of your life. Routine and discipline. Set routines for yourself that align with your goals. Discipline isn't about punishment. It's about freedom. When you're disciplined, you gain control over your life, and that makes you incredibly attractive. For example, if your goal is to become physically fit, set a routine for when you'll exercise. Stick to that routine even on days when you don't feel like it. That consistency builds discipline, and over time it becomes second nature. Seek feedback. Ask people you trust to give you honest feedback about how you come across. Be open to criticism and use it to improve. The more you understand yourself, the better you'll be at navigating your relationships. Feedback might be uncomfortable, but it's necessary for growth. If you're serious about becoming the best version of yourself, you need to know how others perceive you. Reflect daily at the end of each day. Take 5 minutes to reflect on your actions. Did you live up to your standards? Did you handle situations well? This daily practice will help you become more self-aware and grow in your relationships. Reflection isn't just about beating yourself up over mistakes. It's about learning from them. It's about understanding where you can improve and how you can do better next time. Self-awareness combined with consistency makes you a force to be reckoned with. You'll not only understand yourself better, but you'll also become someone others can depend on. And in a world full of unreliable people, that makes you incredibly attractive. 7. Courage. Most people are terrified of taking risks. They're scared of rejection, failure, and what others might think of them. But here's the truth. Courage is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. The Stoics believed that courage wasn't about being fearless. It was about acting despite your fear. Courage is what makes you stand out. It's what makes you magnetic. It's what makes people remember you. People think being attractive is about playing it safe. They want to avoid rejection, avoid failure, avoid standing out. But the most magnetic people, the ones who get noticed, the ones who make a lasting impression, are the ones who take risks. They're the ones who speak up, who try new things, who aren't afraid to be seen. Courage isn't just about doing something big. It's about stepping into the unknown, making yourself vulnerable, and showing the world who you really are. Think about the people you admire most. They're not the ones who played it safe. They're the ones who took risks. They're the ones who went after what they wanted, even when they were scared. That's what makes them magnetic. Courage is attractive because it's rare. Most people are paralyzed by fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown, but when you show courage, you show that you're different. You show that you're willing to face your fears head on, and people are drawn to that. Take small risks every day. Courage doesn't have to mean jumping out of airplanes. It could be as simple as speaking up in a meeting, starting a conversation with a stranger, or asking for what you want. The more risks you take, the braver you become. Think about it. When was the last time you did something that scared you? The more you step outside your comfort zone, the more comfortable you become with taking risks. And that builds courage over time. Face your fears head on. Stop running from the things that scare you. Whether it's fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of the unknown. Start facing those fears head on. The more you confront them, the less power they have over you. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's acting, despite it, the next time you feel afraid. Instead of backing down, push through. Ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? You'll find that most of the time, the worst-case scenario isn't as bad as you think. Courage is what gives you that magnetic presence. It's what makes people look at you differently. It's what makes you stand out in a crowd. And once you start living courageously, you'll find that opportunities, relationships, and success begin to flow toward you, because people are drawn to those who aren't afraid to go after what they want. If you master these 7 Stoic techniques, emotional control, patience, adaptability, purposefulness, gratitude, consistency, and courage, you will become an unstoppable force. People will be drawn to you not because of how you look, but because of the energy, strength, and confidence you radiate. It's time to stop chasing approval and start commanding respect. Start living these principles today and watch your life transform. If you're ready to unlock your full potential and become irresistibly attractive, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon, and join our community. The journey to becoming the most magnetic version of yourself starts right now. Thanks for watching.